What is up, you devilish Dominarian, and welcome back to HAC Games. You got Hayden here with his two favorite pups, Zaysh and Zama. That's right, the Galar Legends are the star of our new PTCG playmat. We're going to go ahead and we'll retire Charizard for just a little bit, and have the pups welcome us back to Kaldheim. That's right, I am actually a man of my word. I've said for a while we're going to go back. We are actually going back. This time we're going back with set boosters, which means we get art cards and we get the list. So let's get started. So this is our first set boosters to open for Kaldheim at all. This is actually my first set booster box to open ever. I bought some loose set boosters with Zendikar Rising, which was when they were introduced, and then just, never got a booster box. So I'm very excited about this. This should be similar to collectors, but slightly different. There are no box toppers here. This is what the display looks like. You get this thing. It's like a little hammock. You're supposed to what are you supposed to do here? You do this. This is what you do, folks. Hey, set boosters. Oh, and then you get rid of the hammock. All right, look at that. The display on this is so great. It really is. They did an awesome job. All right, there's only 30 boosters here, so this should be 3 stacks of 10 boosters. And the main gist, for those of you who don't know anything about set boosters, is they are much better for opening than draft boosters. They just have more value in them. They have more rares. They have the list. The list is a set of reprinted cards throughout all of Magic's history, and there's some really good value in the list. Let's get started. Toski, Bearer of Secrets. We're going to take our time through the first couple of these. Look at that art. And so they all start off with an art card, and then Ice Tunnel, commons. These are connected commons. These are all black and have some sort of death theme to them. Connected uncommons. And our first rare, Reflections of Litjara. I guess this is always a Snowframe card? I don't know. Foil. You always get a foil. And then possibly the list. Okay. And that's basically it. That's the setup. So similar to a collector's booster, but far less fancy. And we got a list card. But far less fancy and, well, really just far less fancy. There's nothing that kind of makes up for that. Very nice. I think this is Cyril's Packmate. The art cards are really, really nice. They look absolutely beautiful. And getting non-foil Snowlands is also pretty cool, I guess. Snowlands are still curling like all of the other foil cards Wizards has been printing lately. All right, and Skimfar Avenger. And that's our rare, goes over here. Snowframe. What are we doing with the Snowframes? I guess we're just putting them there. Useless foil. Into Desolation Angel. I don't know if this is worth it all. Desolation Angel, 3 black, creature angel, 5/4, kicker, double white. Flying when it comes into play. Destroy all lands you control. If you paid the kicker cost, destroy all lands instead. That's pretty sweet. So a lot of the money in the set booster boxes is going to be in the list here. There's some really valuable reprints in here, including like an old art frame scroll rack. And I don't remember all of the highlights there, folks, so you'll have to excuse me. But when they come, we will know, because they are very played, very powerful cards. So now, in terms of Magic, the only real thing to talk about, Arnie Broken Bow. Look at that, it's beautiful. Carter Doomscourge and Masked Vandal. Nothing. The only real thing to talk about is actually new product announcements. So even though Kaldheim feels like it just came out, I mean, it's only been out for a month, we have a new product right on the horizon. What is Fuchsia, Judge of Valor? And no, I'm actually not talking about Modern Horizons 2, even though that is coming soon, in theory. Oh, look at this. So this one, so yeah, there is a chance that you get more uncommons, more rares than normal, and this one is like all uncommons is what it seems like. Into a mythic with Resplendent Marshal. Not bad at all. And another rare, Kolvori, God of Kinship, sweet. Bergstrider, Carfell Houndmaster. And even though Modern Horizons 2 is coming in the summer, the next set we have is actually Time Spiral Remastered, which comes out like very soon. It's now March, so this comes out in just a few weeks, actually. And Time Spiral Remastered is, what it says it is. It is the Time Spiral set, which is a set from, I don't know, 2007, 2009? I'll correct myself in the comments. Nice Hingegate Pathway. That's always appreciated. Okay, Foil Realm Walker. This might be worth something. Foil Realm Walker. Nice. This is the Oracle of Moldiah for all creature types. I'll put you over here. And And so yeah, Time Spiral was originally a set from 2007 to 2009-ish, roughly. And it had a whole bunch of themes. Like the big theme of it is more or less nostalgia. And it has a ton of references to a ton of old sort of magic cards and, you know, magic characters and tropes and all of that stuff. It was a very well-received set across the board. Nice, nice. Another Mythic. Torolf, God of Fury. Not bad at all. It was a very well-received set across the board, and it's very popular. It also printed a ton of, like, the staples you see today. Things like Grape Shot, things like Simeon's Spirit Guide, originally come from Time Spiral. And one of the cool things Time Spiral had is it had this slot of time-shifted cards. These were different cards based on which set in the block you were in. Some of them, like Future Sight, for example, the Future Sight cards all had this really, really wild frame, and you've probably seen it. It's that kind of circular frame that has the mana pips, like, I don't know, kind of like in the frame directly, like then it surrounds the art. It's a very, very wild, very cool frame. And then Time Spiral itself had time-shifted cards, which were reprints of old, powerful cards from Magic's history. This created a cool draft environment to begin with, because you have not only the well-designed draft set, but now you also have the chaos of, well, parts of a chaos draft. So it's a very popular set, and they decided they were going to remaster it. Nice, nice. Redain and Battle for Britagard. They decided they were going to remaster it, which means that, and here comes the list, this is a triple rare. Not bad, not bad. Wow. So yeah, this is, sometimes the list gives you a Boros Challenger. Sometimes the list gives you a Boros Challenger. So anyway, they decided to remaster it. And so what remastering it means is they're going to go through it and do what they've been doing in Arena with Kaladesh Remastered, which is take the sets from the block, take the heavy hitters, take the best cards, the cards that need reprinting, the cards that really made for an absolutely great standard environment or a great draft environment, and go ahead and put those back into the set, reprint everything, and send it out with a special emphasis on draftability and limited play. This was very successful with Amonkhet and Kaladesh on Arena, and was originally piloted with Tempest Remastered on Magic Online a very, very, very long time ago. But they decided they were finally going to bring it to paper, because you get so many cool opportunities. And that's what Time Spiral Remastered is. They are keeping the Time Spiral gimmick, where there are these time-shifted cards, but they've totally and completely changed up how the time-shifted cards actually work this time. Instead of being like old reprints or whatever, they're reprints, again, as you would expect, but they're reprints of more modern cards that have been put in the older frame. So a good example of this is Horde Arcanist. Horde Arcanist is from War of the Spark, very popular card in Legacy and quite a few other formats. And the reprint of Horde Arcanist is in the very cool old frame. It's, the frame circa mid-2000s, not really mid-2000s, but early 2000s, before Magic 2012 or 2015 changed the frame. I don't know, that was before my time, but it is the frame before the modern one. And this gives you, oh no, it was way before that. I think the change came, oh no, this is the super old frame. This is actually the super old frame. The frames have gone through a few iterations, for example, and like the current frame has gone through a few iterations, but the current frame was in place for Time Spiral to begin with, and Pyre of Heroes. And what frame we're going back to is like the late 90s frame, actually. This frame got phased out mid-2000s. It's the solid color kind of frame. I don't have a card on me to show you all. Maybe I'll shop something in on the cover of this video. But that's sort of the big gimmick here. And those cards are going to be the moneymakers for sure. Nothing is going to make more money than, like, an old frame Thoughtseize. That's going to be absolutely sick for value. And none of these cards are going to be standard legal. This doesn't change. It's all reprints. There should be no new printings to begin with, but nothing is standard legal. This doesn't affect the legality of any card whatsoever. And instead, it's just a fun sort of draft environment and a fun reprint set, very similar to Double Masters. So pre-orders for that have started, and it looks like, oh, hello, Full Art Mythic Battle Mammoth 3 double green creature elephant, 6/5 trample. Whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. That's pretty sweet. Foretell 2 and a double green. That card's beautiful. God, I really love these borderless non-planeswalker cards, and I'm so happy they've been bringing this treatment to non-planeswalkers. It really deserves to be brought out and used more. Triplicate Spirits, this is hot garbage. All right, let's go the list. We're popping off with the list. And so yeah, it's like Double Masters, but pre-orders and stuff have already gone out. Allocation is supposed to be pretty low for this, so if you're interested, both in playing or opening and searching for some of those time spiral, time-shifted cards, I would go ahead and get your pre-orders in now, because these boxes are already expensive. Boxes are already trending towards $200, and I imagine they'll just go up. The reprints they've announced for the old frames are actually really, 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 really good. Yeah, and the cards they have, like, they range from Dreadhorde Arcanist to Thoughtseize to Baral, Chief of Compliance, Remand is in there, Path to Exile is in there. Oh, dear God, like, oof. You know, that's, and I'm really just starting to scratch the surface of what's actually in the reprints for the old frame stuff. You know, things like Silence, SRAM, the Edificers in there. Thraben Inspector is actually in there. So they've got kind of something for everyone. There's Pauper Player stuff, there's Legacy stuff, there's Modern stuff, there's Pioneer stuff. I think there's actually even... Gavin Verhey said there's even a standard reprint in the old frame as well. So there should be literally something for every single format. Very nice, very nice. Coma Cosmos Serpent is what we want to see. Last time I checked this version, this was a $10 card. This may have gone up. It's very playable in EDH. Glittering Frost, Boreal, Outrider. So they literally do have something for everyone in addition to a really cool draft experience. That's going to be about it on Time Spiral Remastered. There's no supplemental products. You're not going to see anything like Challenger decks or Commander decks or anything like that. It's just the draft product, just the old cards, just that good stuff. The next thing, though, because there's a bunch of fucking Magic product news going on right now. Another double rare. Iron Verdict. I'm going to clean these up really quick. The next announcement is Strixhaven. Previews have started for Strixhaven. It'll come out next. That's like, I want to say April. Well, late April is the release date for Strixhaven. And the big gist of Strixhaven is it is kind of a, you know, Rosewater has said it's not specifically riffed off of Harry Potter, but it's a Harry Potter-esque, you know, magical academy kind of thing. They've revealed that there will be 5 houses. You know, there's like red and blue. There's an Izzet house that has a different name. I think it's like Lorehold. So that will be repeated, and that will become kind of a new sort of, you know, Guild of Ravnica style group for color pairings, which could be interesting. But sort of the main interest in Strixhaven, the coolest thing, as always in Magic, comes in the form of reprints. Because one of the things they're doing in Strixhaven is, look at that art, it's incredible, is they are reprinting in these just absolutely insane, like, Japanese style, they're like traditional Japanese woodcuts, this crazy traditional Japanese art that's absolutely beautiful. Nice, Tyvar Kell. It should be worth $5-6. They are reprinting a ton of cards. So we just talked, and what is this? Kindred Discovery? Oh, the chosen type enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card. This could be worth money. I don't know. I don't actually know. Possible. Very possible. But we just talked about Path to Exile. Path to Exile is also getting reprinted in Strixhaven, but it's getting reprinted in a special slot called the Lore Archive or something along those lines, which is this crazy, fancy, new Japanese-style art that they're busting out. And you just have to look this stuff up to really see it. Just go look for, nice, a Doomscar. Just go look for Strixhaven, Halvar, God of Battle. Look at this. We're getting a bunch of mythics, though. We're getting mythics, and we're getting some decent rares. Go look for, there we go. I'm just interrupting myself because that pack had 2 rares, a foil rare, and a damn mythic in it. But you want to go search for the Strixhold Lore Archive, Path to Exile. And it's really, really impressive. It's really beautiful. They've really done a good job there. They aren't just exclusive to Japanese. They did sell Japanese-style boosters. Those have kind of, I think they've already... Nice. Another mythic. Wow, we're going to have to count our mythics. Burning Rune Demon. This should also still be worth $5 or $6 and a terrible rare. Where was I? Oh, nice, nice, nice. I didn't even notice this was a list card. Very nice. Giver of Runes should be worth quite a few bucks. This is a super real modern card that absolutely sees play. Now the list is starting to pop off for us. Where was I, though? Where was I? Oh, the Japanese boosters. So they did sell Japanese booster boxes in the US. Those have likely mostly sold out at most stores. They kind of popped off really fast. And of course, those will have more of these crazy Japanese, I think, reprinted arts in them. But they have guaranteed us that all of this cool lore archive stuff will be available in English boosters. We will not have to reach out to Japan to grab this stuff like we did for War of the Spark. So that's really, really, really good. They previewed a few cards. It looks like the command cycle is coming back, and for those who don't know what the command cycle is, the command cycle includes cards like Kolaghan's Command and Dramoka's Command, and more or less all command cards are multimodal cards that have 3 options, and you get to pick 2 of them at a time. So they are far and away one of the most flexible kind of beloved cards out there. You know, one command can destroy an artifact and kill a creature at the same time, or, you know, give you kind of a thought seize or duress effect while also shocking a creature. So they're very efficient, they're very effective, and they're very versatile, which leads to powerful magic cards for those who don't know. So it's cool to see them back, and that's most of what we've kind of learned about this set so far is the fancy reprints and the commands. So there will be, I believe, commander decks, there will be challenger decks that are coming out. Pre-orders and stuff have started for Strixhaven. They started this week, so you haven't really missed out on much. So if you haven't gotten anything, go ahead and grab it now, and you should be absolutely fine. But pretty hyped for Strixhaven. Strixhaven's going to be really cool. And I believe this should mean the return of box toppers. I think a lore archive might be a box topper, which, I mean, you all know how I feel about box toppers. Box toppers are amazing. Hello. Lame. Trokan Highguard. See, this is lame and cool at the same time. Trokan Highguard, 3 and a white, creature knight, 3/3. Battle Temper Soldiers is Fire Temper Steel. This card is not worth any money. There's no way this card is worth money. This card is useless. It's a 4-mana 3/3 knight. But look at the frame. Like, this is so old school. This is like Portal 3 Kingdoms. I don't even know what set this is, but like with the sword and the shield for power and toughness. So it is cool to actually open one of those in a pack. But yeah, I think that's mostly it for Magic. So I guess one thing is we don't actually know what the foiling will be like on these Time Spiral remastered cards. We don't know if they'll be using old foiling or new foiling. So who knows? You know, hopefully the foiling is a lot better there. It seems that the foiling on Kaldheim Collector's Boosters hasn't been fantastic, to be totally honest with you. I haven't been particularly wowed by it. But it is what it is, you know. That's just Wizards foiling nowadays. It curls like crazy. Okay, another Battle Mammoth. Okay, we got the Borderless Battle Mammoth and the regular Battle Mammoth. All right. And Frostpeak Yeti, Broken Wings, Beseech the Queen. Probably worth nothing. 3 boosters left, folks. Personally, you know, I did enter another open PTCG tournament the other day. It went all right. You know, got some really bad matchups. That's what happens when your deck is largely an energy removal deck and you get queued into a Scorch 3 times in a row, which is a very bad matchup. Very, very, very bad matchup is all I can really say there. All right. We have not been getting a lot of double-face flip lands, which, you know, they're always worth a couple bucks, so they're nice to have around. But I ended up going like 1-4 in the tournament before I dropped. I misplayed and threw the second game, which then started tilting me, and then I went on I'm only going to face Scorch streak, and it was downhill from there. In the last game, I even got donked, so it was about as bad as it could get. But, you know, here we are. We'll be trying again, and I probably will film that. I streamed it. I did stream it Wednesday evening. Twitch.tv/HJC__. If you want to check that out, that video should still be there. Foil Bears of Littjara, that is something. All right. But this is going to wrap it up. So let's take this last pack slowly. Cool. I like the set boosters. We have one more set booster box. This was nice. What card is this? Bind the Monster. Nice. This is always fun to open. I love the art cards. I'm a huge fan of them. I like to hang them on my fridge. I put them in little sleeves that have magnets on them, and I put them on my fridge to decorate. They don't bend. They don't foil. They look absolutely beautiful. I do actually like how there's less foiling in here. If you want non-foil rares, this is definitely the way to go, as we've seen. Glorious Protector. And that's it, folks. All right. And that's set boosters. So we have one more box of this, and we have plenty of more collectors Kaldheim coming, in addition to tons and tons more Shining Fates. So stay tuned, and got tons more content. But as always, as I wrap up here, first and foremost, I want to tell you all to go to hjc.cards. You can buy all of the cards we opened here today and many more over at hjc.cards. And it really supports the channel whenever you buy our cards. I really appreciate it. But other than that, how many mythics did we have? Let's go through and check really quick. And we'll close on that. Okay. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mythics. And that's why you go with set boosters, because you get 8 mythics. All right, folks, as always, hope you have a wonderful evening. And of course, be good to one another.